Welcome back to the deep dive. You know the drill here. We sift through sources, notes, all that good stuff, and basically pull out the key insights for you. Kind of shortcut to getting up to speed. Today, we're looking at something fun, a personal source, actually. It's Greenster Rocks' top 10 movies of 2024. So one reviewer's take on the year in film. We're going to see what they loved and maybe figure out what makes a movie top tier for them.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see these personal lists. It's not just about rankings, is it? It's like a window into why certain films connect. We get to see the specific hooks, maybe technical stuff, maybe a clever story twist.
Exactly. Okay, let's do this. We'll count down in reverse, starting at number 10. See what made the cut for Greenster Rocks. All right, kicking things off. Number 10 is Time Cut. Got a 6.7 rating, and the hook seems to be a time travel slasher.
Which is, not a combo you see every day. And what's really interesting is the description, sanitary and clean cut.
Right. For a slasher, that sounds different.
Totally.
Yeah.
It suggests maybe less gore, perhaps more psychological, or just a more polished style than you might expect. It makes you wonder who they're aiming for with that.
Okay, moving on. Number 9, Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, rated 6.8. The reviewer kind of admits nobody really wants the Ghostbusters franchise to be flogged. Bit harsh.
Yeah. Tells you there's some franchise fatigue setting in for sure. But they did give credit to Paul Rudd in the originals. Said they saved it from being a total disaster.
Even with ropey special effects and a weak plot mentioned?
Apparently so.
Okay.
It kind of shows how much weight, star power, and nostalgia can carry, even when other bits are shaky.
Good point. Okay, tied at 6.8, we've got Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And here, the visuals get a big shout out, especially compared to Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah, explicitly. Said the FX crew was way better. The apes look actually real.
Yeah.
Realism is huge. It's not just looking cool. It's about making you believe in those characters, those non-human characters.
So the tech really carried it, even if the plot was called lackluster.
Seems like it. That immersion factor can be really powerful.
Okay, still at 6.8, but a totally different vibe. Don't move. From Sam Raimi. This one's tagged as a tight and claustrophobic thriller.
Right, and they also mentioned beautiful cinematography.
How does that work with claustrophobic? Seems almost contradictory.
Well, not necessarily. Beautiful cinematography in that context isn't about, sweeping landscapes. It's about using the camera, the framing, the light, the shadow to crank up that feeling of being trapped. It makes you feel stuck right there with the characters.
Okay, gotcha. Enhancing the tension. All right, breaking the 7.0 barrier. Number 6 is Abigail, rated 7.0, described as a fairly inventive and bloody horror.
And the big advice.
Yeah, for you listening, don't watch the trailer, just watch it cold and enjoy.
That's basically code for this movie has twists you don't want spoiled. Suggests it plays with expectations, which is probably why it got called inventive. That freshness clearly worked for this reviewer.
Makes sense. Okay, number 5. Deadpool and Wolverine, 7.2. And the review quotes Deadpool himself. Time to get your special sock out, comic book nerds.
Pretty much sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Clearly positioned as just a load of fun, maybe a bit of a meta commentary, a tribute to Marvel, as they said.
So pure entertainment value getting it this high.
Looks like it. Sometimes that's exactly what hits the spot, Fan service and fun.
All right. Also at 7.2, number 4 is The Fall Guy. This one's called Cool, Stylish, and Funny. Stars Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling. Yeah,
a solid action comedy. That description, cool, stylish, funny with those leads, sounds like a winning formula. Probably just really well-executed escapism. That's all the right notes. Likely very rewatchable, too.
Okay, into the top 3 now. Number 3, Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice scoring a 7.6. The big sequel, 30 years later. Tim Burton back with the original cast.
Yeah, and the verdict was interesting. They said it doesn't quite have the original's charm, but it's very well done and a solid movie in its own right, which is actually high praise for a legacy sequel.
Meaning it justifies its own existence, kinda? Didn't just coast on nostalgia.
Exactly. Found its own footing while still respecting the original. That's a tough balance.
Definitely. Okay, runner-up, number 2. Red One, rated 7.7. This one was apparently a complete surprise.
Yeah, seems like it really outperformed expectations. And they speculated it could become a future family Christmas classic. That's a bold claim.
What was the reason? Good visuals and a mix of action, comedy, and horror for a family Christmas film.
Well, maybe horror in a more fun, spooky way, like Gremlins or something. That genre blend plus the surprise factor must have really clicked. Broad appeal, maybe?
Interesting mix. Okay, and the number 1 film for Greenster Rocks in 2024. Dune Part 2, with an 8.1 out of 10.
The big one. Follow-up to the 2021 movie.
And the reviewer noted it was not as clinical as the first one, also slightly more drawn out.
That not as clinical bit is key, I think. The first Dune was stunning, but some found it a bit cold, emotionally distant. So this suggests Part 2 maybe dug deeper into the characters, the emotion, let things breathe a bit more, even if it felt longer.
And the source sums it up as expertly produced and an engaging fantasy adventure.
Yeah, seals the deal. Technical mastery combined with perhaps a stronger emotional core this time around. Clearly the winner for this reviewer.
So looking back at this list, what's the takeaway? We saw unique genre stuff like Time Cut, visual feasts like Apes, pure fun like Deadpool. It seems like Greenstocks really values, well, strong execution, whether that's visuals or just nailing a specific tone. And maybe films that surprise, either with genre blending or just exceeding expectations like Red One.
Definitely. Which sort of leads to a question for you, the listener. When you think about your favorite movies of the year, or any year, what makes a film land on your top list? Is it the technical craft, the story, the acting, the pure fun factor, or something else entirely? What makes a film stick with you?
Something to think about. Until our next deep dive, keep exploring what makes great stories work on screen.